She had the most beautiful heart in the world. I remember when I first saw her, there in her eyes, glowing from her skin, shining in her hair, there was the most beautiful heart in the world. I knew, oh, so clearly I knew, that she was my dream. And if she said yes, my dream would come true. I found the courage to ask, and she said yes. I remember on our wedding night, before we sealed our love with passion, with intimacy, with everything that two young ones could ever imagine, I asked her, "What do you want? Whatever I have, I will give to you. Whatever I don't have, I will get. What do you want?" She smiled at me and said, "Surprise me." "Surprise you with what?" "Surprise me." At breakfast in the morning, after a night of bliss, I said, "Well, are you surprised?" She smiled, kissed me, and said, "No." "Oh." Well, later that year, I got a raise. I made more money. I bought her a convertible. It was parked in the driveway on her birthday. She came out, looked at it, smiled, hopped in, took it for a ride. It was marvelous. Another form of passion. I smiled at her and said, "Well, are you surprised?" She kissed me and said, "No." Well, as the years went by, it would be one wow after another. And each time I would say to her, "Are you surprised?" She would kiss me and say, "No." I remember we once, for 3 weeks, went to an island in the South Pacific, a small cottage on a lagoon. Privacy to the max. We would swim naked together like dolphins in the sea. We would dance on the beach. We, we were in love. On the plane heading back, I looked at her and said, "Are you surprised?" She kissed me and she said, "No." Golly, she had asked me on that first night to surprise her. The years were going by. What could I do? Well, I remember once the doctor said, it's almost hard to repeat, but the C word, cancer. For 18 months, I held her hand. She went through pain. She went through suffering. I was there to understand and to love her. Afterwards, as she became strong again, athletic even, I smiled and said, "Well, are you surprised?" She said, "No," and kissed me. More years went by, more good times and some hard times. I won't lie. And from time to time I would ask her, "Are you surprised?" She would say, "No," and then she'd kiss me. We were marvelously happy. Yet, it seemed, I could not surprise her. Many, many more years went by. We were old and wrinkled, and, well, we were even taking care of the business because we knew that we were in the age where the time would come when it was time to die. I expected it would be first me and then her. But I was surprised when it went the other way. I remember as she was fading, 85 years, and she was fading away. I held her in my arms, and she weakly held me in hers. There was a tear in her eye, but so much joy all around. Her hair, her skin, and even the eye that would cry. It puzzled me. I said, "You look so happy, darling." She said, "I am." I said, "Why?" She said, "You surprised me." I did? How did I surprise you? She looked at me and she said, "You're still here." And she kissed me.